I've spoken about the spread of the missionaries of the Sacred Heart as a congregation over history and across the globe. One of our young provinces is the province of Papua New Guinea, which has quite a good number of men as members. Some of those men are older, some have already died. So they are taking over a lot of the works that the expatriate missionaries did in the past. And all this is good, but there are some problems associated. This is Roger from the MSC Mission Office, and you're with Mission Alive. I have an email from one of our brothers there from a remote parish up in what we call the Goilala Mountains of Papua, which is part of the Barena Diocese, which was originally the Vicariate of Ulilan. This is a rather remote place. It is called Yongai. It is over the range from the district centre of Waitapi, where there is a parish, and in the past it has had some French missionaries there. Originally, it was served from Waitapi, and it was a good day's walk across the range to get there. And we had some very good missionaries there in the early days. The situation at the moment, this brother says, that is a water supply problem. There is an old corrugated iron tank installed by the early French MSC missionaries, which is now consumed by rust and stands empty. And part of the problem is when there's a priest visiting there, which at the moment the situation is there's not enough priests to have a resident priest. And so there is no water there for visiting priest or whoever are coming in. And also the Catholic Health Aid Post, which is the only health facility in the valley. Problem with patients coming to the hospital with containers of water. There's no water there for patients when they come in. They have to bring their own water. So some come and then have to go home, take their medicine home with them and consume the medicine at home. Mothers who are pregnant are also victims of this need for water, for cleaning and washing, while overnight for labour. You note they only overnight for labour. There's no staying on. They go home to the village where they have to walk to. So sometimes these difficulties lead to complaints and certainly to inconvenience and possibly further health problems. The community school also does not have water. There's no stream near the school. So there's possibility of a tank for students and staff. So there is this problem of water. Now the background would be, I suspect, that the French took the tank or tanks in there on horseback in pieces. The corrugated iron would have been shaped and rounded, probably at Ulilan, and carried all the way up there on horseback, which would have been a big task. And then a brother would have put them together there on the spot, probably riveting them together and sealing them with some sealant. And so the tank was there. So over time, of course, these have rusted. So what's the solution now? This is possibly a project that we could do. It's water, it's a situation like that. And I am in touch with our National Director, Father Fabian, up in Port Moresby, to find a solution to this. But the solution is, if we provide tanks, how are they going to get them into this station? It's very remote. Possibly even the airstrip is not as in use because there's no money from the government to keep airstrips serviceable. And certainly the road from Waitapi, which was a horse track and which was also used by motorbikes, is most probably not open because of the landslide and growth of grass and whatever. because a lot of these things, the services in these remote areas, is now almost non-existent because the government is practically broke. And we won't attribute blame to all of this, but you can imagine, the difficulties of all this. So what's the solution? Fly it in if the airstrip is open, and possibly even then you would not fit one of these tanks into the small planes that go there. You could fly it in with a helicopter with a sling underneath the chopper. This would be very, very expensive unless you could get the government or a company to foot the bill for that. So the possibility of getting tanks into Yongai are rather remote. I don't know if there's any other solutions available. If there was a stream with water that could have been fed into something, I'm sure the French missionaries would have done that years ago. A very good project, but maybe just not possible. This is the facts of life. This is a fact of our mission. Many things are very good. Many things are worthy projects. Many things need to be done, but often they just can't be done. We'll see how this develops through contact and conversation. This is the Mission Alive. Thank you for being with us.